Football, basketball, baseball, soccer. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear these words? Easy, sports. Now think about bows, pom-poms, sports bra and spandex, and a blinged out uniform. What is the first thing that comes to mind when you think of these sports? Cheerleading. Throughout my life, I've been involved in many different sports and activities such as dance, soccer, softball, and cheerleading. But cheerleading has taken the most time and dedication, working months and months, weeks and weeks, and days on days to practice to perform a routine that will only end up lasting 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Today, I will persuade you on why cheer is no less than a sport than baseball, basketball, and others. I will start off with defining what a sport is. I will then talk about the state regulations, and then I will end with the economic issue. When people watch cheer movies, they always think cheerleaders are just filled with blows and glitters. However, it's much more. Being a cheerleader, I know that is just a small part of the actual cheerleading world. What is the definition of a sport? The definition of a sport is an activity involving physical exertion and a skill in which an individual or team competes against one or another for entertainment. And what in cheerleading does not qualify to be a sport? When cheerleading, there's a lot of different requirements that you're needed to do this. Gymnastics, dance, and acrobatics all in one. It also requires you to always be in shape and to be very precise in your performance. The first skill that is in cheerleading is stunting. Stunting is the most dangerous skill in this. You're throwing a girl in the air, feet and feet, to catch her and hopefully lead her feet back to the ground to keep her safely. According to activekids.com, 42 to 60% of cheer injuries are from stunting. The next requirement is tumbling. Tumbling is all on you. You need to have the motivation and courage of yourself to be able to flip, whether that is forwards, backwards, or sideways. Some skills include back handsprings, back tucks, and even fulls. If you are not executing the skill properly, this is where you can lead to injury with broken ankles, broken wrists, and even necks. The last skill is jumping. Jumps, you have to have 3 main parts: balance, stamina, and execution. You're putting your body in positions that are uncomfortable and then landing your feet on the ground. Another thing is the definition of a sport says you are competing against one or another. This competing in cheerleading is a huge thing in the cheerleading world. You're competing all around the world and getting different bids to go to even bigger competitions. The one where every cheerleader dreams to go of is Worlds in Disney World. You're also being scored on a lot of different things: tumbling, stunting, pyramid, creativity, execution, and synchronization, out of a raw score of 100. As we tumble into the state regulations, we'll talk about why you need to do these for it to be considered a sport. Such as in Nebraska, according to KET 7 News, in 1996, a girl was flying on the University of Lincoln's team, and her partners failed to catch her, and it ended up with her paralyzed, which made the whole state of Nebraska ground-bound. Ground-bound means they were no longer able to stunt until 2020, when they started doing easy stunts such as preps. In Iowa, it's much different though. There are different regulations for this, such as you can stunt and tumble as long as a coach is present. As we jump into the last point, we're going to talk about the economic value. Even just being a high schooler cheerleader, if this was considered a sport, you would have to have the same budget as every other sport throughout the high school. And competition cheer. If competition cheer plays a huge role in the economic value due to the fact that if you're competing outside of your hometown, you have to stay at the same hotel as everyone else in that cheerleading gym. As I cheer off tonight, I hope you guys was showing you the definition of a sport, the state regulations, and the economic issue. I hope you can all agree with me on why cheer is a sport. Thank you.